So yesterday, as you guys know, there was maintenance for Sea of Thieves. Now, many of us thought that it was going to be the release of the Hungering Deep, because whenever Sea of Thieves do maintenance, they usually release an update along the way with some patch notes. Now, what they said is there's going to be no patch this week, and the reason why that actually happened is because they ran into some troubles with releasing the update that they were meant to release this week, which now means they're releasing it next week. Now, this is kind of frustrating in a way because that means it's pushed back the Hungering Deep, which is obviously the free new update we're going to be getting to the game, which is going to be great. But I'm going to be going through all the information about this in today's video. Now, if you do enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We're getting closer and closer and closer every day to 100,000 subscribers, so thank you everyone for the constant support on the videos. But apart from that, let's just get straight in with today's news. So, many of us were thinking that the update for the Hungering Deep for Sea of Thieves was going to be released yesterday, and the reason for that is because there was something that was leaked saying it was going to be early May when the Hungering Deep does get revealed. But what Rare or Sea of Thieves did say on Twitter was that the thing that was a leak saying early May was a mistake, and it is actually coming on later on within the month. So, a little bit frustrating there. We all wanted it as much as possible. But what we do know, guys, on the Hungering Deep is what you'll see on the screen right now. And I did change my title of yesterday's video to it. We're dropping a trailer for the Hungering Deep next week, and with it, a release date. Now, many people were worried when they saw that because they thought, well, we're getting a trailer and stuff. But does that mean we're not getting it this month if they're going to drop a release date, next week, so it'll be later on in the month? A lot of people, if you've seen the developer update recently, it does still sound like we're getting it in May. So hopefully next week when we get the news, we get the trailer for the Hungering Deep, which I will put onto my channel as well if you guys want to see it. We'll get a release date, and it'll probably be towards the end of the month we're most likely going to be seeing it, which I'm not too bothered about because we're actually going to be getting a pretty big patch next week, which was meant to be the one from yesterday, which I'm going to be going through a few of the things that we're going to be getting in that update, which I definitely feel like is going to be awesome for the game. So, if you're wondering what was going on with private crews that were meant to be coming to the game, they announced last time that they were going to be doing it next week, and Sea of Thieves actually said on their Twitter, what you'll see on your screen as well, hey there, we said we were going to get it in for this week, but we're still smoothing a couple of things before we get to implement it into the game, basically. So they had a few sort of game breaking problems, or releasing the patch. They were like, we can't release it this time, we're going to release it next week because we want it to be absolutely perfect, which I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a game doing that at all, unless they start doing it too much, which we all know a game that does that. I'm not gonna name names, but we all know a game that has now started doing that so much, you're just used to it. You don't expect a patch. But Sea of Thieves have always stuck to their patches, apart from today. And we're gonna want it to be the most perfect thing possible. We don't want it to be rushed or anything. And for them to do this once or twice, or even as a few more times, really isn't that bad. As long as they stick to the future ones, I don't have a problem with that, because a lot of games deserve to be able to do that. But anyway, so that was about what was going on with the private crews. But what was very, very interesting is they're saying they're going to be changing prices of items in the shop. Now, I don't know how much of if this is going to be dropping or if this is going to be going up. I can't see it going up in price. I really can't. It's already pretty expensive. You've got to grind really hard to get gold to be able to buy the best stuff on Sea of Thieves. But what they've said on Twitter, as you will see on the screen again, is they said we'll have more information on precisely which items are affected by pricing changes in the next set of patch notes. So next week we'll get the new set of patch notes of what's going to be coming out of the update, and I will be covering that video as I always do, so you'll always be keeping up to news with that on the channel. But that's going to be interesting to find out what items in the store are going to have price changes, because I'd like to see some things lowered. I don't want too much, because obviously then everyone's gonna look so cool without putting that much effort in. But definitely making some of the stuff that are just ridiculously expensive, and you buy one thing, and then you don't really have that much left. Is it would be nice to give yourself a little bit more of a try of of moving on with the game, basically. Now, there's meant to be also in this update for next week, there's meant to be a update for the Kraken. Apparently there's going to be maybe some items with it or something. I can't actually report on that massively, but there's going to be some sort of update to come with the Kraken, so don't worry if if you read something about the Kraken, you don't know what it is. It's not meant to be something huge, it's not it getting removed out of the game or anything like that, and I don't know why they'd ever do that. I was just basically saying to you guys there's going to be an update to the Kraken as well within this update. So, a few very interesting points there from Sea of Thieves. If you want to go check out the developer video, I definitely recommend you do that, because we do get a lot of the news that we need, that we were like, wondering what was happening with them a lot. I'm looking forward to the patch coming next week, because that, I think for me, is probably going to be quite a big one, because obviously it's got a lot of stuff that they were meant to add in this week is now going to be all into like 2 weeks in one patch, and then hopefully afterwards we could potentially see the Hungering Deep. And everyone's saying that when are we getting the Hungering Deep? Is it in next week's patch? They say we're gonna have more information soon, so definitely not gonna be, well, I don't think so, going to be getting it next week, because if they're releasing a trailer and they've said they're releasing a release date for it, I doubt it will be coming out exactly the same day. Some other very interesting news was from the Sea of Thieves Twitter. They always are giving a few like sneak peeks and hints of things that could be coming out with the game later on, which I don't think this is going to be until the summer sort of free DLC / updates, because we were told that we're going to be getting a new ship coming to the game for that new update. But what was actually said is someone asked on Twitter saying, I was wondering if there will ever be a ship between a sloop and a galleon. Now, that was the thing a lot of people have been asking for a very long time, and usually game companies, devs, would always stay away from any information that might not be true. But Sea of Thieves did come back and say, your best bet is to keep an eye on our channels for any incoming news about future plans. So obviously they know that there's going to be a new ship, that's going to be coming to the game, and it sounds like it should be the one, from what they've at least replied there, between the sloop and the galleon, which would be absolutely awesome. Definitely would like to see this in the game, because we've all been waiting for something a little bit different, because I feel like there needs to be, if you haven't seen my other video talking about new ships and stuff, I feel like there needs to be a solo boat, which literally is just for one person to have a cannon on the front, and you can just go on your own playing a bit more solo, because I feel that that's more fair in the game. Then the sloop for 2 people, then something in the middle of the sloop and the galleon, which will be for 3 people, a little bit more of a, bigger ship than a sloop, but not that much bigger, with 2 cannons on each side, and then then the galleon, which has 4, and then even after that, one maybe for 6 players, which is a humongous ship, which I think would just go down absolutely amazing. And more ships gives more variety, and let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with me on this. I feel like it'll be absolutely amazing. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about as well, which is something I want to find out if you guys will agree with, and hopefully Sea of Thieves know this a lot more. So, basically, this guy was saying that he got raided. Sea of Thieves was like, what have you been up to this weekend, pirates? This week. And he said he scuttled his ship, and the voyage, I think he had to try and go back and complete it. Lost all his stuff because he was griefed. And he said, as soon as I'm scuttled, isn't it supposed to change the ship, the server that I'm on? And Sea of Thieves came back and replied, oh, that's a shame. No, scuttling does not change the server you're on. And he replied saying, doesn't avoid the griefers, then does it? Any suggestions which doesn't involve, re-logging the server to have less people just going out constantly griefing? And Sea of Thieves have said, basically, is the best thing to do if you're on the same server as the people, because you're going to be, is just go searching on nearby islands, go loot, try some different voyages and stuff, and just stay out the way, really. And and then you can go back into more stuff into the map. But to be honest, my main sort of suggestion for this would be just to relog onto a new server. It's the easiest thing to do. I know it's frustrating, but really all you've got to do is leave with your crew and then join another one if there's really some annoying players on there, because I definitely feel like maybe giving if you gave it a chance for people to actually move server when they scuttle their ship, I think that it would become too OP, because people would just be moving from server to server to server, and then let's say you're doing a skull fort and then more people are joining in attacking it, and I just don't really feel like it's very fair if that was a option within the game. But anyway guys, that is going to be the end of the video now. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Let me know if you're looking forward to next week's patch. I couldn't even speak there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. There's going to be some big stuff, as well as a trailer and a release date for the Hungering Deep coming very soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.